Heartbreaking school bus tragedy, families mourn young lives lost in devastating fire. Young victims of coach fire returning to hometowns. Families of the victims of the tragic school bus fire have been consulting with psychologists at the Police General Hospital. According to Paul Lieutenant Gen Dr. Thorsilp Vejvitan, the hospital's Surgeon General, 10 families have reached out for psychological support to help them cope with the loss of their loved ones. This tragedy, which took the lives of 20 students and 3 teachers from Utai Thoni's Landsak district, occurred during their journey to Nonthaburi when the coach they were in caught fire. Forensic teams are currently matching DNA samples from the victims with those provided by family members, as most bodies were severely damaged and are unidentifiable. Assistant Police Commissioner General Kornchai Klaeklueng stated that the DNA identification process for all 23 victims should be completed today, after which their remains will be returned to their hometowns. At around 3 p.m., 22 of the victims had been identified, and convoys began departing the hospital, with police officers, doctors, and nurses gathering to bid farewell to the victims. In response to the tragedy, the Ministry of Education has temporarily suspended all school field trips, except in cases deemed necessary, and when safety protocols are strictly followed. Education Minister Permpun Chidchub emphasized that while field trips are essential for learning, schools must ensure that transport vehicles meet safety standards and are accompanied by proper supervision, including parents. Prime Minister P. Tongtan Shinawat disagreed with halting all field trips, noting that poorly maintained public transport, rather than the trips themselves, is the real issue. She called for proper vehicle inspections, especially for long journeys, to prevent future incidents. Meanwhile, Transport Minister Surya Juangroengruangkit announced that over 13,000 public buses using compressed natural gas, CNG, will undergo safety checks within 60 days. The Land Transport Department will work with the Education Ministry to ensure that all school vehicles used for field trips are thoroughly inspected, and drivers are trained in emergency procedures. The driver of the bus, Saman, 48, turned himself in after initially fleeing the scene. He stated that the vehicle hit a pothole, which led to the accident and fire. Police have filed multiple charges against him, including reckless driving and fleeing the scene without assisting the victims. Authorities are awaiting further forensic evidence to determine if additional charges will be filed. The Department of Land Transport, DLT, has suspended the operating license of the bus company involved. The bus, registered to an individual named Panisara Shinbuta, will be examined to determine if safety lapses contributed to the incident. DLT Director General Jirut Wisaljit stated that legal action would be taken if the operator is found at fault. At Wat Khao Fire Sankaram School, preparations are underway to receive the bodies of the victims. The school, local officials, and community members are working together to ensure all funeral arrangements are in place, with religious rites sponsored by His Majesty the King. DNA samples collected from 8 parents are being processed to expedite the identification of the deceased.
Hold them close. In every child's smile, a world so bright. Now lost to the stars, taken from sight. Their laughter and love, forever we keep. In hearts that ache, in tears we weep. Hold your children close, every moment so dear. For they are precious, and love conquers fear. If you found this story informative, we invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Wishing you a peaceful evening and a safe journey, wherever you may be.